Hi, let's take a minute or two. And just before we talk about our knowledge of Chinese medicine, let's just settle into our space. Take a breath, close your eyes. Allow yourself to just center and ground yourself. Let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to a place where everything around us is farmland, where there really aren't any roads, no cars, no electricity. Let's go back to the origin of Chinese medicine. You work in a big field. Most of your life, you never leave more than 5 miles from home. And in your community, there's a healer who stops by every day to see how you're doing. He gives you herbs. He might stick a needle someplace where you have pain. He might help you look at your world differently. But his job is to keep you well. And he only gets paid when you're well. He doesn't get paid at all when you are in discomfort or disease. So his goal really is to keep you in a place of harmony. And in Chinese medicine, that harmony comes from being in one with nature. The nature of Chinese medicine really is that it starts from what you can see in the observable world. It's based on what people in that time could view and feel within their bodies. And it's also based and created around the idea of Chinese government at that time. So there are 12 officials that are 12 ministers. So if you think about how a government would be organized, these ministers are different organs or organ systems within your body that represent how China was organized at that time. And so you have this supreme controller, which is your heart, and everything is based around protecting the heart. And the idea is if you have a good governor, a good president or monarch, that their job is really to spread joy and love throughout the kingdom, and they radiate that. Likewise, if you have a healthy heart, your heart will spread that sense of well-being throughout not only your entire body, but the world. So to do that, the minister, the supreme controller, needs some other organs to protect it. The pericardium sits in front of the heart, and really what it does is it's the gatekeeper. It decides what goes in and what can come out. So in many ways, what the supreme controller's job is to say, okay, I'm gonna protect the heart, the monarch, from the blows of life, so it can still share its joy and love throughout the kingdom, but isn't going to get hit by the blows of life. And then you need someone, if you're spreading joy, you need an emissary to spread it throughout the kingdom, because a monarch can't be everywhere at once. So you have the triple energizer. That job is really to take the message of the heart throughout the body, through the sluices and dishes of the body, and move through the 3 parts or the 3 jowls of the body to help share that information. And this small intestine's job is really to sort the pure from the impure. It would be like a person who sits outside the gates of the court and says, oh, you're worthy of coming in and you're not. You have goodness to share and you maybe shouldn't be here. So that's its job. Those are the 3 fire CFs, or the 3 fire components of the fire CF. And what we see in fire is what you'd expect from a monarch. You see a sense of propriety, a sense of joy, and a desire to share that throughout the kingdom. And you also see this desire to have partnership with others, to take your sense of happiness and deliver it to other people. So if you think about summer, and that's the time of fire, you think about a time of getting together, of late nights, of intimacy, and of sharing with people you care about, people you come in community with. And so there's this sense of spreading, of joy, of openness. And it's a growing, sort of emanating fire. Um, the danger of fire, though, is if you have too much joy, have joy that's out of control, you get to a place of mania where the joy is really consuming you and people around you. So, um, one of the emotion of fire is joy. But what you see when you see fire that's unbalanced is that when you're around people like that, you become incredibly drained. It's almost like their happiness, their exuberance begins to scatter your own energy or your own chi. And that's a problem that many heart CFs have, is that their chi goes all over the place. It's not contained. And in its lack of being contained, it exhausts them too. It's almost like a fire that burns too bright burns out. And what the heart holds is your shen, or your spirit. So really, as you work in fire, you have the opportunity to work with the spirit of a person, their essence. And in that meridian in the heart, and also in many other aspects of the fire, you see mental illness manifested, because in one way or another, the fire is not able to share its joy and its wisdom throughout the kingdom. Thanks.